All right, empowered leaders, we're so excited to be talking to you today about the tools and how not to be a tool. That's really important life lesson. You're going to get that today. First, we want to go ahead and jump into a couple of announcements. Who is running for Crystal Reset Crystal Director? Where are the Crystal Directors? Love it. Okay, you guys, I know May feels like it's far away, but it's not. And it's far enough away that you can do a lot of amazing things in the next 6 weeks, right? 2 months? 6 weeks. We'll call it 6 weeks. It's a little bit more, but we're going to call it 6 weeks to put a little bit of fire in you. So 6 weeks to hit director. If you are not sure how you're going to get there, or you're just like, I'm going to fail forward and figure it out, grab a couple of people who are doing it also. Grab some people who have already been there. Do whatever you can so that you have the accountability, because it's so easy to do this, but so easy not to do this. Okay, and I can tell you from experience of going to Crystal Director, it's so easy not to do it. I waited until the week before, 5 days before the deadline, to really get my butt in gear, and it was the most stressful thing ever, and it was not sustainable. Get to director now. The deadline is there, and that's nice, but you are in action to get to director today, every single day. And some of the tools we're going to be talking to you about today, we're really excited, can actually help you get there. Lori's going to be talking about one of our favorite ones that we're all using to get to executive. So, okay, and then real quick for recognition, we have a couple of people who rank advanced this week, and it's super, super exciting. If you guys have yourselves or people on your team who are rank advancing or doing amazing things, please email empoweredtolead@gmail.com. Empowered, the number 2, lead@gmail.com. But we want to give a special shout out to Jacqueline Powell for hitting consultant this week and some double PIBs. And then also for Shar Welch for hitting consultant, double PIBs. And both girls cycled, right? Jacqueline, you cycled this last week too? Amazing. Hit consultant and you're already getting residual income. You guys, that is a big, big deal. We're super excited for these people. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump in. So for tools, we hear it all the time. Use the tools, use the tools. And Isagenix gives us amazing tools to use, absolutely phenomenal. And so what we want to be able to do for you is go through some of the ones that are really helping and blessing us. Sorry, just making sure everyone's meeting. Through that Isagenix gives us, but we also want to talk to you about some of the ones that we're using outside of Isagenix. Because even though Isagenix literally gives you everything you need to be successful, we are so blessed to be a part of an industry and a part of entrepreneurs all over the world who pour value into our lives through a lot of different mediums. And so we're going to talk about some of our favorite ones. This is by no means the only list of amazing resources that you can have. We're going to just give you some momentum with different ideas, and then go out there and search for ones on your own and put them back into Empowered to Lead so that we can all benefit from it. Okay, that's going to be super important. And so we're going to start with a couple of Isagenix-based tools that we're going to talk to you about. And everyone that's sharing tonight, they've been using these tools, and they're going to be able to tell you what it is, how they use it, why they love it, and why it's adding value to their business. All right, so get your pen and paper ready. Take a bunch of notes. And commit tonight. We're going to keep this call to about 30 to 45 minutes for you guys so that you still have some time after the call to start researching things that you hear that really add value to your life. Okay? And I am so sorry. I must not have put the feature to mute when people jump in. So I'm going to try to mute as we go. All right. So the first person that we're going to bring on is Amanda. Amanda, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. Amanda, are you in a good place to help us out here in a couple minutes? Amanda's at the gym.
I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you great. It's a tiny bit loud wherever you are, but not super distracting, just so you know.
Okay,
so Amanda's
I'll go fast.
No, you're fine. So Amanda's going to go ahead and talk to you guys about one of the basic foundational tools that she has used, that we encourage everybody to use to start with, and talk about her experience with it. So Amanda, please take it away.
All right, thanks guys. So basically, one of the tools I want to talk about is isagenixbusiness.com. And I know you guys have probably all heard of it, at least hopefully. I know I heard of it a few times, and I just thought, okay, yeah, that sounds great. But I didn't look at it right away like I should have. Instead, I just depended on Rachel. I depended on my other uplines. I depended on things in the Facebook group. But I will tell you, isagenixbusiness.com is a freaking gold mine. So first of all, it tells you exactly what to do in the order to do it, right? There's even a button that says start here. So it's really kind of foolproof. You guys should definitely go check it out. I want to highlight a couple of the sections that I found or find more helpful than others. Definitely check out the Get Started or the Start Here. But I really like in the launch section is where you can download the 90-day action plan. It's a PDF. You can order it online and have it printed and sent to you, but I really like having it as a PDF as well. So definitely check that out under the launch section. But the training is my favorite part. So if you go to the training tab, a whole bunch of links will show up. And it's like, which Isagenix pack is right for you? Isagenix vision, like discover your why, how to connect with people. I mean, all of these are like, yes, I want to learn about that. I want to learn about that too. Yep, I need help there. And so what I would recommend doing is, I actually would recommend looking at this over a period of time. I don't think it's smart to sit down and try to absorb all this in one sitting. First of all, there's way too much. You'd spend like 48 hours straight trying to get through it all. But what I do is, like, if I'm driving somewhere, definitely every morning when I'm getting ready for work, I put on some kind of video or podcast or something so that I can listen to it. And if you go into, like I said, the training section and open up any of these sections, I think there's a video for almost every section. And a lot of these are like hidden gem videos that we're not, you know, they're older, but they're so good. They're so classic, and it's information that like you're not going to find other places. So for example, there's under the connect with people, you click that, there's a video of Kathy Coover training. I think she's at a university in action. I mean, this was a couple years ago, but it's like, she's up there with a whiteboard and a pen, and she's like telling you exactly what to do through the steps. And it's like, how often do you get to do, I mean, do you get to see her? She doesn't train like that really anymore. There's a Discover Your Why is really good. Eric Coover does a video there. The compensation plan is awesome. That's with Jim Coover, one of his really detailed videos. And so these are videos that are like, I don't know, maybe they were circulated a lot in the beginning, but if you've started within the last couple years, you probably have not seen these yet. I would highly, highly recommend checking those out underneath those sections. And then there's a tool section on isagenixbusiness.com that has flyers and PDFs. That has a whole list, like probably 2 or 3 dozen, maybe one or 2 dozen websites, just all the websites to go to, probably ones that you've never even seen before. But something that I discovered that a lot of people don't know about is there's a social media library, library of images in here. And it's like, they just serve it to you on a silver platter. Like, you don't have to do anything. You just save the photo and you can post it. So there are inspirational quotes, there's recipes, there's like pre-made photos, and some of them say Isagenix on them. So I'd be careful, and just depending on how you want to brand yourself on social media. But it is like a gold mine. I'm pretty sure some of these images are probably on one of the apps that Carrie's going to talk about later too. But if you work from your computer a lot, it's a great place to go. So that's under tools. And then if you scroll down, you'll see social media library. So aside from that, oh my gosh, so many videos, podcasts, PDF downloads, like it really is a great place to go if you're starting out. But then I would recommend, you know, maybe every 6 months, like you go back. We talk about Eric Worre's GoPro book. Read that every 6 months because you're going to get something different from it every time. Same with this website. So Rachel, was there anything that I missed on that?
Yeah, the only thing I would tell you guys is Amanda's right. Don't try to sit down and do it all at once. Even though you could do it all in a day, because we've heard from leaders who have actually done that it takes about 10 hours to literally go from step 1 all the way through to every step in isagenixbusiness.com. You could do that in a day, but that is so much to have to do, like way too much for you to absorb. And so, but you can do it in a week. Think if you just took 2 hours a day when you're just starting out, or if you really feel like you need to relaunch your business, if you took 2 hours a day for 5 days a week or 5 days during that week, by the end of the week, you would literally have every single tool, every single whatever you needed to take that step forward and really launch your business. And obviously there are a lot of other cool supplemental tools we're going to talk about, but this is really the foundation that Amanda's talking about. So that's great. So Amanda, if you could then, because I know we want to consolidate your training with us tonight, but if you could talk about Facebook groups, and specifically the ones that you use on a regular basis, ones that you get value from maybe outside of that daily routine, that would be awesome.
Yeah, perfect. And I again, sorry it's kind of loud here, but it's crazy busy at the gym, so good for all of us getting our list in. So Facebook groups, of course, we're all in Lean Body for Life, or we should all be. That's our product group. And we're all pretty familiar with what to do in that group, right? Learn about the product, plug your new people in, validate other people, get ideas, things like that. We also are very aware of Empowered to Lead, or formerly known as IsaBlitz. That's our business focus group. Again, super helpful. That's where we do recognition. That's where we talk about promotions that are going on, tips, motivation, different podcasts, things like that. But there are some other groups that I don't think a lot of you know about yet. And they're, again, like kind of these hidden gold mines. So the first I would say is the START group. It's just S-T-A-R-T, START. This one is another private group. So you can request to be added and the admin will add you pretty quickly. This is that START, the 18 to 35 demographic in Isagenix. And I will say there is a little bit of product information in this group, but this is mostly for business builders. And so if you are 18 to 35, I would go join that group. Or if you have a business builder or someone who's interested in that, that's on your team, that's 18 to 35, I definitely would add them to that group. It's a worldwide group, which is really cool. So you can see like some really amazing freedom posts from people in Australia, New Zealand, just, you know, Southeast Asia, all over the world, people talking about their freedom lifestyle. I think I found that people are really, really bold and honest in that group. And a lot of the leaders are posting in that group a lot. Like Eric Cooper posts personally in that group. Emily and Hayden Babber post in that group. The Slogans post in that group. So that is an awesome place to get more like raw, real, nitty gritty, amazing transformations. I go through there. I'm looking for some posts, like some transformations. I'll go to the photo section in that group, and people just post their transformations like crazy in that group. I don't know if it's because they're younger and they're a little bit like less shy to post their bodies, but that's an awesome place to find motivation. And so if you have a business builder on your team, for sure add them to Empowered to Lead first, and then maybe ease them into the START group. But it's a really cool place to get like a bigger vision. It's not just us. It's not just us in Washington or wherever you're at in the United States. It's like really a global thing, and you get to hear directly from some of the leaders. So START group. There is a group for prime time, and so prime time is basically everyone who's not in START, right? Prime time is kind of the original idea behind the business builders in Isagenix, and that one is, Lori told me that you have to go to the website. It's slightly different. Go to the website, the Primetime website, and then find the social media group from there. But anyone can join that group, and that's kind of like the same thing, but for older than 18 to 35, basically, is what I would say. Another awesome group. Isabody Challenge has a Facebook group. That's something I didn't know about right in the beginning either, and I've been in an Isabody Challenge, but that's a great place for people to, if they want that extra accountability or support or motivation. Again, that's like worldwide. Anyone can join that if you're an Isabody Challenge. So that's a great group to plug yourself into, but to plug anyone else into. And when they've joined the challenge, they're really excited. Plug them into that group. Okay. Oh, sorry. There's a cart going by. Isagenix events. There's a Facebook group called Isagenix Events. So it's not isagenixevents.com, although that's helpful too. There's a group. Rachel told me about this one. Isagenix Events is basically, from what I can see, people who are buying or selling tickets to all of our Isagenix events. And it's really cool because Isagenix, with your back office, you can just transfer tickets. It's really easy, but that's where people can go. So for example, if someone buys a ticket to Celebration at a discounted price and then they find out later that they can't go, they will often just put a post in there, and you can get it for the discounted price a lot of the time. Nobody in there is like charging more than the price that it is now. Like, you don't have to worry about it. There's no fake ticket. It's like, you can really trust the event tickets in there. And so if for some reason you're not able to purchase your own ticket right away, I always tell people, go to isagenixevents.com and look for people who have posted that they are selling, or not isagenixevents.com, sorry, Isagenix Events Facebook group. Look for people who are posting that they have a ticket to sell, or I posted in there, hey, I'm looking for a ticket to NYKO at this price, and I connected and I got the ticket, and then after that you just take it offline. And so that is a great resource because we just want to help each other out, right? People don't want to be out the money for a ticket if they can't attend, and also like you want to get a good price if you can. So definitely check that one out. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones. I feel like there's, Isagenix Business, sorry. There's a Facebook group, Isagenix Business. This is an awesome group. Like, I find people posting really interesting questions in this group that I don't know. It's just like, it's so broad. There's so many people in that group that you're getting all sorts of questions and topics, and even resources. People will post resources in there like, hey, I found this article, or what do you think? Or the Dr. Oz TV episode, when that aired, a lot of people were talking about it and giving each other tips and advice in that Isagenix Business group. So that's another one. If you're in Empowered to Lead, you should definitely also be an Isagenix business. I think corporate posts in there sometimes as well. It's like our regional sales managers and stuff. But then add your business builders if you need to that group. So of course, I don't want to overwhelm everybody. If you're going to go in and add yourself to all these groups and then not be able to pay attention to any of them and then you tune out, I mean, that's not helpful either. So you have to gauge yourself and how your attention span and how you are going to work best. If you're like, hey, I'm going to add myself to a new group once every 2 weeks and gauge it that way, that's fine. If you want to go in and add yourself to all of them or as needed, remember, you can always adjust the notification settings when you're in there. So some groups are a little bit more active than others, but those are just some awesome groups. Like, for sure, stay plugged in and contribute. This is my opinion, contribute the most to our Lean Body for Life and Empowered to Lead. But I'll post, if I have a question about a business, like a promotion, I'll just copy and paste my same post. I'll put it in Start, I'll put it in Empowered to Lead, and I'll put it in Isagenix Business, because there's different people in each of those groups and different people will respond. You'll get a whole bunch of different, kind of resources. So I would definitely suggest those ones. So Empowered to Lead, Lean Body for Life, Isagenix Events, Isabody Challenge, Start, Prime Time, Isagenix Business. Take a step up. Is that good, Rachel? Did I cover them all? Is there any I'm missing?
Well, there's like 500 you're missing, but obviously we don't have time to go into it. But you guys, this is amazing information, because what Amanda has done is, in the very beginning, she was so hungry to really understand how this worked, to be efficient and be really good at it. And so she was calling me and texting me like 3 to 5 times a day. And I told her to, I said, when you have questions, ask me. And I would always redirect her, like, here's the answer, here's where you can find it. And then she would go and she would find out all these different things. And then I start seeing her post in all these groups and asking questions. It makes you more resourceful, and you're going to be able to get a lot of different kind of feedback. And if you're encouraging your people to do the same, it really leverages your time and their time. And people have such amazing information. And like I told Amanda in the beginning, I don't know it all. I'm still learning too. So we can go out and find the answers together. So those groups are really amazing. Okay, so next we're going to transition over into one of probably my favorite apps. Carity's going to talk about one specifically, and then I'll touch on a couple others. But Carity, can you spend a couple minutes talking to people about ISA Tools to Go? Okay, go ahead.
Basically,
go ahead. I just unmuted you. Go ahead.
Okay, so Rachel shared this with me, and I didn't quite understand the value until she showed me. So it's a tool that you do have to pay for it. It's $10 a month for what I have. I don't have the ISA Tools to Go Pro. I hear it's amazing, and I'm interested in that. But the basic ISA Tools app is $10, $9.95 a month, and it really helps you share the Isagenix story. So you can download it, and then it has a video library on it. It has a PDF library, a social media image library, similar to what Amanda had mentioned earlier, that's also on the business website. But the cool thing about this, I'll get to it in a minute, but so it has social media images, has all the lookbooks for all the different pillars of health, and then it has podcasts too. And so it has all of that on it, and then you can easily send it to your contact list in your phone. So every single person in your contact list on your phone, you can, with 3 touches. So you select what you want to send, and then it pulls something else up. How do you want to send this? You have the option to send it through email or text or any social media portal, and then you select your contact that you want to send it to. So it's just 3 clicks, and it's super easy. And the awesome part about it is that once your customer or prospect or anybody receives it, you get a text message back or an email back that says they viewed it. And so that's why this is so awesome, is because if you're going to say, if I send you a video, would you watch it? They're going to say yes. You can actually confirm that they've clicked on it and actually watched it. So that's what's so cool about it. But it has every video that is available on it. It also has not every podcast, but it has a lot of them. And I've noticed that it also updates them with most recent ones. So I think it's just like the most current, maybe the last 30, 60, or 90 days. I'm really not sure how they update the podcasts, but I love that. And then on the podcasts, you can also checkbox watched. So if you've watched it, you can check that so that then you're like, okay, well, I have 30 minutes before I need to do something else. What one's 30 minutes? And then you can watch one that fits your time. But goodness, there's so many videos. It's so easy to share. All these images, books. The ones that I use the most are videos, and actually I send PDFs a lot. And the reason why I send PDFs is because it has all of the fast facts about every single product. So if someone's asking me like, okay, so what's the difference between Isoline and Isoline Pro? I'll just send them both images, and I don't tell them all the differences because I want them to compare for themselves. And so then they have all the facts about both products. Or if someone's asking me about the clinical studies that we've done, the fast facts for that is also available. And so it's easy to just blast them. Those are some that I use a lot. There's also a training video on here on how to use IsoTools app. And I just watched that actually today. I didn't even know that was on there, but it once you get it, you watch that and it will tell you exactly how to use the app. Just really so many tools. I think that's pretty much all I have to share, but yeah, there's a search tool too. So if you're looking for something rather than scanning through everything, like if I'm looking for a certain PDF to send, I'll just type in like what I'm looking for and it'll pull up several items that it might be, and then you can just send that off, blast it off really easily. Yeah, I don't know. Anything else, Rachel?
No, that's great. I mean, this app is so simple to use, but does so much for you. So what's really kind of cool is like everything Carity's talking to you guys about, it's like you could go into more and more detail about it, but really it's like you just need this. This is for every single person who wants to share Isagenix. If you're really serious about wanting to share intentionally, because you know that this is a gift, this is going to be the best use of your time, and it's going to make it so easy for the people you're sharing with. That's the key. It's simplicity on both sides. And one thing that I'll jump in and add is that if you are jumping in and doing the 20 and 30 with us next month or anytime end of this month or in May, if you're doing the 20, 30 in the next 3 months, get that app this week and start playing with it. Practice by sending it to, some of your team, like, hey, I'm going to send you this link, let me know what it looks like on your end. And then you'll get that text message. It's like, Carity Maurer has viewed your thing. It's just exciting. And I'll tell you, this is something that I've noticed. I've been using this app since September. And there are things I sent people back in September who were like not really interested, but I still get a text every time they go in and open that video. And then I know, okay, this person's still interested. There's one gal in particular, I literally every 2 weeks I get a text that says, so-and-so just viewed the video you sent. And then that's a clue. And so I've been following up with her a few days later because I don't want it to be weird, like 5 seconds later, like, oh, how are you doing? That would be weird. But a couple of days later, I'll reach out and just say, hey, I've been thinking about you. Like, what's going on? What's new with you? Nothing about Isagenix. And she brings it up to me, and now she's ready to get started. So it's just a really cool way to kind of like a little drip campaign. But it just helps you know which people are actually interested that maybe aren't in a place where they want to reach out and tell you that. But they need help, and they want you to reach out to them. So, yeah, really valuable.
Sorry, one thing about this too, not just for product user prospects, but like your business builders, how hungry are they and how committed? Because if you say, if I'm going to send you this fast track to executive video, when are you going to watch it and when can we touch base again? And if they don't click on it basically right after you send it, they're not very dedicated. And you know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great like, oh, go ahead.
I just say you have to match energy for energy, and if they're not that good, then that's okay because now's not their time, but then you're not going to waste your time too.
Yeah, absolutely. It just makes everything efficient. You guys, you have to get it. It's amazing. And you can do it monthly or you can pay for it by the year, whatever you're comfortable with. So thank you, Carity, so much for that. Okay, you guys, real quick, I'm going to talk to you about the new associate interview, and we have a few more tools that are amazing, but I want to make sure we give you guys time to go through and kind of process all of this. So new associate interview, I am kicking myself that I did not use this when I did the 20 and 30 back in September because I feel like I missed out on a lot of opportunities to really dig deep with people. And even though I did, when you're talking to people, even if you talk to one person a day about Isagenix, if you have kids or a job or a husband or a brother or a neighbor, there are other people in your life you're talking to. And that information, you're like, wait, who wanted to lose 30 pounds and who wanted to retire their husband? Like, all that information gets so jumbled. So it's so, so important that you have a place that you can track all of that. And I'm traveling currently. We're not at home. We're on a like day 3 of our 10-day excursion. So I don't have them handy, but we have a stack of new associate interviews. My amazing husband went and printed 50 of them for me, and they're 6 pages a piece, but front and back, they're only 3. And it's literally the new associate checklist, the health interview, the wealth interview, and then the interview. And it's like, it's amazing. And you don't have to do the whole thing with everybody, but what I've been doing is, as I'm having conversations with people and they're interested, they're like, okay, yes, I want this. I don't know when or how, but I want it. I write all their goals and everything on a Post-it, and I staple the 3 pages together. I put their Post-it on the front, and that is their new associate interview for when they commit. So I already have it designated. I have their goals and timeline and just keywords that they've given to me that I put on there. And that way, when I follow up with them, because they're not quite ready to make the commitment, I can just say, hey, I know that tournament's coming up and you want to feel comfortable walking around up those hills, maybe be able to take your shirt off because it's going to be 100 degrees and not feel insecure. Like, I know it's 6 weeks away. I want to help you. You have time. And so it's like, but I know that information because I'm literally reading it right from that Post-it. And then when they say yes and they commit, I go through the interview with them and I'm writing it out. And now there are a couple different ways you can do it because it's so extensive. You can do it at the time of enrollment. You can do it when you go through their system with them. You can do it at the check, whatever. But I highly recommend this being a fluid document that you start the second they say they're interested. But when they commit, that's when you actually fill it out. Does that make sense? That's what's been working for me. And the value that I want to say, like, why I do this, people are more likely to stick with something, whether that be the products or the business or whatever. People are more likely to stick with something and push through the obstacles if they feel valued. And what better way to feel valued than to know that somebody actually is listening to you and cares about your goals? But writing it down is so important to us, you guys, because we're over capacity mentally. So, and I know that just from my own life, and I know that that's how everyone feels. Even at this very moment, you might feel over capacity. So it's so important to have that written out. Okay, so we're going to move on. So the next thing that we're going to talk about, I'm going to bring my beautiful sister Tashi on for a couple minutes to talk about her experience with the IsaBody Challenge. So Tashi, I just unmuted you. Go ahead and share about why that's such an amazing tool for you and your team.
Awesome. Okay. Hi, everybody. So I started an IsaBody Challenge back when I had just had my first child and found out a few weeks later I was pregnant again. So I knew that my results were obviously not going to be the same. And we just got crazy busy and I ended up not finishing it. But my husband and I just restarted. And I want to start out just by telling you what it is. So the IsaBody Challenge, it's a 16-week like total body transformation accountability challenge. So what it is it's for associates and preferred customers. And it's a 16-week challenge where basically all you have to do is submit before photos. My husband and I like to take measurements because we know that a lot of times you see more transformation in the measurements than on the scale. And that just kind of helps us track what our goals are and stuff. And then you are just using Isagenix products throughout the course of the 16 weeks and just really aiming for your goals. So whatever that is, if it's weight loss, you are aiming for that, or building up your lean muscle mass. And at the end of it, upon completion, you submit your after photos along with a written essay, which just has to be 250 to 500 words. So it's like half a page to a full page on a Word document. And what you talk about in the essay is just what your goals were, how you achieved them, why you entered, how the Isagenix products benefited you throughout the 16 weeks, how you will motivate others to achieve success through the use of the products and during your next IsaBody Challenge, things like that. So it's super easy, and anytime you finish, you get a $200 product voucher for Isagenix products, which is amazing. So you can literally do it every 16 weeks, do an Ice Body challenge. And the reason that I found it to be so like just something that I really want to use in my team and help build is because people like love structure and they love having something that keeps them accountable. So if they have something that they know that they are aiming for these goals, especially with other groups of people. So for me and my friends, I found it, I'm like, hey, let's make a fun little contest and see, you know, like if we can all reach our goals together. And everyone loves that. And I've had a bunch of people really interested in products now and wanting to jump in on this because of the Ice Body Challenge. It just sounds like something fun for them. So I think that it's a really great way for people to make goals and stick to them. I know that throughout the course of any Ice Body Challenge, I'm sure I will have fluctuating days where some days I'm eating not the healthiest of foods, just like any normal day. But I think that's a great opportunity and it's a great tool to use to encourage your team to use too, because at the end of it, everyone gets a $200 product voucher, which is just going to help us load up on more of those amazing products to put into our bodies. So.
Absolutely. Yes. Sorry, my dad is really fascinated with Zoom, so I'm just going to let him say hi to everybody real
Hi,
quick.
everybody.
Hi, Uncle Rick.
So he keeps asking me questions like, how do you get all those people on there? I'm like, Dad, we'll talk later. I'll do a training call on Zoom with my dad. Okay, Tashi, I love the information that you shared. If you guys are not currently in an Ice Body challenge, you need speed of the leader, speed of the pack. You have to lead that way. So go get the timestamp app on your phone. Don't have to do the newspaper. That's kind of an archaic way to do it, but get the timestamp app on your phone, take your pictures. And even if you're avoiding it because you don't want to take your pictures, then that's something you got to take up with yourself. That's a bigger sign that you need to do this. You really need to do this for yourself. Grab some accountability and just run with it. Thank you, Tashi, so much. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about podcasts and books. And I'm going to have my husband chat with you guys a little bit about his experience. But first, I want to share with you something that I read that I thought was just such a cool way to look, because when you try to explain a podcast to people who aren't in network marketing or in some sort of entrepreneurial industry, they kind of look at you like, why would you do that? That sounds boring. Well, at least people looked at me like, what are you listening to? You're not listening to music at the gym? I'm like, you don't understand. Podcasts are the next best thing to a long talk with people who have the most to teach. How cool is that? I read that on entrepreneur.com. And I think that's just such an amazing way to describe what a podcast is. And so things that I like about a podcast, and I'm going to have Jeff give his examples in a second, but I love that they can go anywhere with you. I love to read, but books are not always the most efficient use of your time. So we have to be able to get knowledge on the go. You know, like everyone so far has given examples of like Amanda's at the gym doing this call at the gym. And I know that girl listens to podcasts like it's going out of style when she's at the gym. And then Carity talking about like being on the go. I mean, we're all busy. So podcasts are an amazing way. Plug into those videos, plug into podcasts, and we'll give you some examples of some good ones. And again, although books are super valuable, you can get them audio as well. And Jeff's going to share some that's really added value to his life. But find a topic, a person, or a style that really resonates with you. And we can give you examples, but you guys, there are so many out there. If you go to entrepreneur.com, you can look up the top 25 best podcasts for entrepreneurs in 2017. And there are so many good ones on there. Go to iTunes. Chris Harder, one of our very own, he's in like the top 25 already. He just launched his podcast last week, and he's already in the top 25 podcasts for business build or for businesses. Amazing things out there. But one thing I will tell you about books is that if you are reading or doing audiobooks, which you should be, even just one page a day, it makes such a difference. It keeps your head in the game. But I want Jeff to come on real quick, and he's snuggling up with our 3-year-old, so he can unmute, but there's a 3-year-old within like 5 inches of him, so just be aware of that. But
he's not snuggling up very well.
Okay. He's supposed to be sleeping. There he is. But Jeff, go ahead and share, because I'm not even kidding you guys. I live with this man, and he listens to more podcasts and listens to more audiobooks and more like YouTube videos than anyone I've ever met. I'm so proud of him, but he's going to share with you some of his favorites and why they've added value to his life. So babe, can you take a couple minutes and do that?
Yes. Okay. So like Rachel's saying, Audible, it's an app. I think it's like $10 a month, but with every month you get a credit towards a purchase of a book. So it was 6 months. I actually got it about 8 months ago. I listened to half a book and then I put it away. I wasn't in the state of mind at that point. 6-7 months go by, I look on there, I have 6 books available to me for free that I can go on and find. So you pay the monthly for it, but you get a book included in that. Right now, what's really resonating with me is Mel Robbins, and she has a book called The 5-Second Rule. She has another one called Stop Saying You're Fine, as if when you're talking to someone, you say, yeah, I'm fine, how are you, type of thing. No, she wants you to really tell the truth of how you're feeling, because when you hold that in, that just mindset keeps you fine. And really, obviously with our industry, you want to be listening to or have the book Go Pro, and then have all the team read that, because that really gives you the nuts and bolts to the industry, the profession of actually working network marketing. And another one that I'm reading is obviously The Big Leap, and then Mel Robbins' 5-Second Rule, which is, I think, honestly, for a lot of us who really, it's that you know what to do, but for some reason you just don't take the action and do it. And there's really, in this 5-second rule works with a lot in your world. Anything you do, literally it actually explains the detail and the science behind it of how your mind works. And you really count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you literally change what you're doing to change a habit. Like procrastination. People say, oh, I'm just a procrastinator. Well, no, you have the habit of procrastinating. So actually taking that procrastination habit and breaking it. Literally, it goes into the science of how your mind works and everything. And along with the science of how your mind works, Rod Hairston's book, The 45-Day Challenge, or Are You Up for the Challenge, is a good book as well. I'm not sure if the audio is on there. I'm sure it is, but definitely have the paperback you can read through, or any of his podcasts. He talks about it. And that really gives you the kind of umbrella of how your mind works between conscious and subconscious, and just understanding how everything works. And because my big thing was I know what to do. I know I should do it. For some reason, I just don't do it. Isn't that I'm lazy or that I'm procrastinating. It's really understanding why. And that's because of the habitual situations I put myself in that I don't even realize I'm doing until after I do it. I'm like, that's literally just a habit that I've fallen into. So breaking those habits and really understanding that. But yes, I drive around in my truck a lot. I'm a handyman. So I have this on in the background. And when you download the book, because I was like, my excuse was, well, it's too much data to listen to books, 2-3 hours of books. That's a lot of data to use. But it actually downloads to your phone from Wi-Fi, and then you listen to it from your phone. So you're not using data the whole time, if that's anybody's excuse. That was definitely mine. And so I literally have it on all the time. And what works for me is I like tangible. I'm a handyman. I like to see things get done. So if I'm always listening to audio books or anything like that that's geared towards either personal growth or the industry itself, it feels like I'm actually accomplishing something and doing something, working towards finishing something, or at least working towards being better at the profession or better at the industry or better at myself. And then you find when you talk to people, things just sort of come out of you and you're like, I don't know where that came out of. I think I just pulled that out of my butt. I'm not quite sure. But it actually, when you're listening to it, you're actually retaining that information. And then you just start talking to people about it and you're like, oh, I'm actually smarter than I look sometimes. So podcasts and audiobooks on Audible, go on there. There's a million of books and everything on there. But GoPro, right now I'm on, or then Rod Hairston, anything by Rod Hairston, 45-Day Challenge, or Are You Up for the Challenge? And then the 5-second rule, which has been really cool. But yeah, and I'm almost out of battery, so we're good.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. He try living with him, guys. It's never ending. So I so appreciate his perspective, because it's how many people currently are this person or know somebody on your team who has another job that they work full time, and that's like a huge hang up for them being able to spend time doing this, right? Yes. Okay. Because I hear from you guys all the time. You're like, oh, it's what you or someone you know. Being able to put a thing in your ear while you're working, listening, and just absorbing information, even if you can't take notes, stuff is getting through. Like Jeff said, sometimes he just says things, and I look at him like, "What? Where did you even get that?" He's like, "I don't know." It's in there somewhere. So just really do that, you guys. It works. I see it work with Jeff all the time. So that is not an excuse anymore. Okay, thank you, babe, so much for that information. So the next I'm going to bring on is Jennifer, and she's going to talk about one of my favorite tools. You guys, when you hear, I'm not going to even say it. I'm going to let her say it, and you're going to laugh because you'll understand. I will not shut up about this thing. So Jennifer, where are you? There you are, dear. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you, and then take it away. A couple minutes. Talk to us about one of your favorite tools.
All right, guys. So I don't know about anybody else, but if you're anything like me and probably Rachel, you have probably tried out 100 different planners and calendars in your life. And I never could find one. I wanted it to be able to do more. I wanted it to do less because some of them were like crazy. It just never worked for me until I found this beautiful, most amazing, fabulous thing, the Passion Planner. Yes. Passion Planner, long story short, got started by a gal who said the same thing. She was looking to make a planner work for her and work for her life so that she could be everything that she wanted to be. So basically the Passion Planner not only is a normal like day-to-day calendar, but it also has an entire component to help you reach your goals in life and to help you follow your passions and stay focused and to put yourself first and declutter your life. It has all of these fantastic tools that are available to help you with that. I'm going to just super quick show you guys a quick screenshot of some of the tools that they have. And that way you can get an idea of kind of how this works. So the first thing when you start with Passion Planner, one of the first tools when you open it up is going to be this page here. If you can see, it's basically road mapping your passions. So it walks you through, and it really does help you out, making a wish list, making lifetime goals, a goal for 3 months from now, a goal for 3 years from now. And then it takes it 2 steps further, and it helps you create tangible goals for those things. And then it takes it another step and helps you continue those tangible goals into your weekly calendar. And it helps you to actually take those that you've made, you know, your passion or your goal. For example, the sample that it shows is to get healthy, and it shows you how to make tangible goals for getting healthy, and then how to then bring those into play on your weekly calendar and your monthly calendar. It has monthly breakouts where you can where you can show your whole month, like this one. These are just some quick examples where you can show your whole month. It has weekly breakouts so that you can do your week, and it has it all by time. It has places for you to reflect, like this screen shows, on the whole month and how you can look back and talk about some great things that happened, where you were most productive, where you can continue to grow, things like that. And then I love within the weekly section, within the weekly sections, you can really use it for time blocking. So this is an example on your screen that really shows someone that time blocked it out. They show their work time, their workout time, their meal prep time. It has all these sections down at the bottom where you can add to-do lists, things to stay consistent. It has sections for notes. It just has a ton of stuff. And then on their website, they even have an entire portion of their website that's just set aside for extra tips and planning. For example, you can add this habit tracker that helps you develop and create habits that you want to get into. You can add a water tracker to help you track how much water you're drinking every day. You can do all sorts of stuff. If you ever want to give it a try, if you go to passionplanner.com, you can actually download big portions of the Passion Planner, and you get to do that just by sharing it. So if you share Passion Planner, check it out, it's really cool, on Facebook, then you are then allowed to free download huge portions of it. So you can download a whole month so that you can try it out and see. One of the benefits of buying is they do come with like these awesome leather covers that are really nice and substantial. And everyone that's bought, for every passion planner that's bought, they also donate one, which is really, really cool. So
I love it. Jennifer, whether you are type A or whatever, or organized or not, it's like a good planner makes the heart sing. It does not have to be the passion planner. That's just the one that a bunch of us use and love. And if you do want to order your passion planner, please consider using my email as a referral, because I'm banking a lot of referrals. And then every time I get a free one, I send it to somebody so that other people can get one too. And it's, it's amazing. It's like every 3 referrals that they get from me, I get to send it and like put someone else's address in there and send it to them. So it's been a really big blessing. So my email, I'll type it in the chat if you want to order yours so that you guys have it so that we can move on. Okay, so the next one, another one of my absolutely favorite tools that I have sitting here right next to me. I'm going to bring on Lori to talk about something that a lot of us on this team are doing that is just completely propelling us into our amazing goals. Like Crystal Executive is the big one we're focusing on right now. So Lori, please jump on and take it away.
Sure, thanks Rachel. So here is what we're talking about, the Freedom Journal. It's backwards, right? So this is a great journal. So what it is, it basically helps you to set a goal, your number 1 goal, and reach that goal in 100 days. And basically it does that by helping you to set and accomplish your goals, to help you focus in on that goal. It teaches you how to set SMART objectives, and basically it gives you the accountability for 100 days. So the reason why I like this and why it's been beneficial to me is because honestly, before I started doing this business, I was not a goal setter. One of the things they talk about is set a goal, set a goal, set a goal, and nothing. I don't understand that. It's not something that I ever knew how to do. It's not something I ever did. So I would go blank and then I wouldn't do anything because I don't know how to set a goal. So this actually helps you. You're working towards your number 1 goal, which like Rachel said is Crystal Executive for a lot of us. So that's the goal. And then it helps you by setting daily goals. It does 10-day sprints, and you set a plan for your sprint, and you journal daily, and you have basically a daily action plan. So it's incredible in that respect where you can focus on what you're doing every day. And one of the things I like about it that I think is valuable in Eric Worre's book, Go Pro, he talks about how you're learning to become a professional and you're just learning. And one of the ways he talks about doing that is plan, do, review. This is perfect for that. You're planning daily. You're doing daily, you're reviewing daily. You're planning 10-day sprints. You're reviewing, you're doing it in 10-day sprints. Then you're reviewing every 10 days, plan, do, review, and then quarterly reviews. So this actually puts into action the idea of plan, do, review. Super simple, really quick. So you map out your 10-day sprint. So one of the things like Rachel said the other day, what she does on her 10-day sprints is she plans to create 2 consultants in her 10-day sprint. And then every day you're going to journal. You're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to put down what you're grateful for. So that's a fantastic thing. We also talk about being grateful and verbalizing what you're grateful for every day. So this helps you to do that. Then you're going to say, in X number of days, I will, and you're going to say your goal for 100 days. Every single day you're writing it out. You're reminding yourself that that's your goal and helps you focus in. This is what I'm doing. And then basically you go through a few more items to plan out your day, and then there's an evening. Then you basically review your day, what went well, what didn't go well, what was fantastic, and then some final thoughts and stuff like that. Super fast and simple. Takes less than 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening, and it just helps to keep you on track for basically going for that goal in 100 days. And you're doing it in 10-day sprints.
Yeah,
And
I love it. Go ahead, Lori, do you have something else?
No, I think I covered everything I wanted to say.
Okay. If you guys are interested in getting this, you can get it. It is Amazon Prime. That's how we got it for Jeff. If you don't have Amazon Prime, you can get it through the website. I encourage you to go, I think it's thefreedomjournal.com, and use the code FIRE, F-I-R-E, all lowercase, for free shipping. I don't know if that promo is still going on, but that's the one Amanda shared with me when she found the Freedom Journal. And then we shared it with a bunch of us who are running for Crystal Executive, and so a bunch of us got free shipping. So that, but if you have Amazon Prime, you can get it, and it still supports the Freedom Journal because that's who the vendor is. So really amazing tool, you guys. We cannot speak highly enough for this. I thought I was focused before. Turns out I'm not, but now I am, and it's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about, in fact, like 30 seconds, I'm going to talk to you about something we call Power Hour. And Lori, I want you to jump on here to kind of validate what I'm about to share. So it's been a little inconsistent the last week or so, but every night except for Sundays at 8 p.m., a handful of us get on a Zoom link, and I'll repost it in Empowered to Lead so you guys have it. But it's literally just, we're all muted. We can see the tops of each other's heads, but we're in work. We're in income producing activities. And this business can feel really isolating sometimes, especially if you don't have a lot of teams that are near you or you don't have a team yet. But you get to get on here, and some of us aren't even financially linked. We're just on here and we're answering questions for each other. We're spending an hour just working, knowing other people are working at the same time and caring that we're working too. It makes such a difference. And Lori is one person that's been on with me probably since day one. And so Lori, can you just speak real quick of your experience and how Power Hour has helped you?
Absolutely. This has been one of the most beneficial things for me in my business. I remember coming back from my first celebration when it was in San Diego a couple years ago, and I came home and I was so fired up and I was so excited I was going to do the 90-day action plan. I got my desk set up and I was all ready to go, and I would get home from work at night and I would sit down and I would be like, I had no idea what to do. I know what to do every single day. I go to my job. I know what to do. I sit down, I get to work, and I get busy, and I know exactly what to do. It was so frustrating because I had no idea what to do. And the Power Hour gives me this structure to know there's a list of things in the 90-day action plan, what you can do on your Power Hour. Okay, so I'm going to sit down. Okay, check that off. Check that off. It gives you an action plan, and it gives you people that are right there in front of you, helping you, motivating you, encouraging you. You know there's somebody there. It's, for me, somewhat it's some accountability, and it just, you feel connected because, you know, I go to work every day. I know what to do, and I'm connected to a bunch of people. I would come home here. There's nobody around. I don't have it was so isolating, and this has made a huge difference for me. Thank
you, Lori. Yeah, it's been fun. And it's from 8 to 9 every night. Again, we don't do it on Sundays, but 8 to 9 every night. And there's an optional 15 to 20 minutes from 9 till about 9:20 that we usually just kind of talk and hang out. You don't have to be a part of that. That's not a part of what a Power Hour is all about, but it's fun to just fellowship and kind of process some things together. So we do get that as well. Okay, so the next thing is real quick. I've had so many people ask me recently, what do you do for your photos? Where do you get all these great quotes? Like, what are you using to edit your pictures, this and that? Okay, I'm going to tell you guys. I use 2 apps. Well, one app, one site, and then another app where I get inspirational quotes. So if you go to your Google store or your, you know, whatever iPhones use, that's not nearly as great as Android. It's okay. But if you guys go to that and just search for something, just inspirational quotes or quote generator or whatever that is, I'll show you the one that I use, but I mean, please don't everyone go download it, because then we're all going to have the same inspirational quotes every morning, because every day they send me a new quote. Where's my finger? Right there. See? Inspirational quotes. And so every day when I go into it, new. So the newest one is up at the top, and it's literally just a bunch of quotes, and you can save the ones that you like, and you can download them to your phone, or you can share them straight from the app to Facebook. Like, saves me so much time Googling inspirational quotes. So find an app that works for you. Please don't all download mine, or just don't use the ones that are from that day. But again, like, amazing resource. Okay, the other app that I use to edit photos, and this one I think costs $2 or $3, it is Rhona Design, RHONNA design right there in the middle, the pink one. And what I love about it is that you can just pick a picture. So let's see, what's the last picture that I used here? Oh, come on now. Of course, it's a picture of my baby. Okay, you guys see, I just took this picture and I'm going to post it. It's a picture of Madeline holding a picture of me at her age. How cute. I know, all the moms on the phone are like, dying. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this app and I'm going to add text to it. Or I can click on this little guy here and I can add a bunch of art or pictures. You can, I mean, amazing, like so many options. But again, it's a couple bucks, totally worth it. But there's a lot in there, so it took me a while to figure it out. But find something that works for you. If there's one that you like, put it in the chat so other people can see what other options are. I just like this one, so this is the one that I use. The other one I use is on, it's a website. It's called Canva. And Amanda introduced me to this, and I'm in love with it. This is what I use to make all the graphics for the team calls, the recognition graphics. It's canva.com. Canva, like canvas without the S, canva.com. Most of it's free. There are things that you can purchase for like $1 or $2 or whatever. But it's really amazing site, a lot of cool options. If you saw my PowerPoint or my presentation at Super Saturday on Massive Action, how to do the 20 and 30, that presentation with all the like cool graphics and stuff, that was Canva. Okay. I highly recommend always have like a filter or some sort of editing on your photos to make them stand out. But here's a tip for you. And I know a lot of people do this, and I'm going to encourage you not to do it because I've run into this a few times lately, and it just kind of puts a weird taste in my mouth. Edit your photo. Do not edit you. I have run into a few people at events, you know, just in the past few years where, have you ever met somebody and in person and you're like, you don't look anything like your pictures on Facebook, and it's nobody here. Trust me, it's like nobody here. But you meet people and you think, and they're like, oh my gosh, Rachel, it's so good to finally meet you. And I'm like, you too. No idea who you are. And then I realize who they are, and I think, there's no way that you don't completely like edit your face on those pictures. And I tell you guys this because I love you so much. You need to be authentic. Okay? Because I've done this before where I have this really cool thing on my phone where we'll edit my face. It's called Portrait. If you have an Android, you know what I'm talking about. And you can make your face slimmer, your eyes bigger, you can make your skin softer. I never use it. I've played with it before, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how wide my jaw is until I slim my face and I look super cute like this. And then I'm like, that's not my face though. I need to own my face and love my face. So I'm encouraging you guys, if you edit your photos to the point where you're trying to make your face look different than it is, that's deeper, okay? And I'm not trying to go super deep on this call, but I'm going to, because I really want you guys to be cool with you and be loved for who you are and not be in that awkward position where no one recognizes you because you don't look like any of your pictures on social media. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. Okay, and then the last thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about, personal growth and awareness. So everything we've talked to you about has some sort of personal growth component to it. But I want to talk to you about a few things specifically. Assessments. If you have not done a personality assessment or a work style assessment, I highly recommend go to colorcode.com. For free, you can find out what your primary color is. And if you've already done it, please type in your color in the chat. It's kind of fun. It's either red, white, blue, or yellow. I'm a red, blue. I'm mostly purple, but if I had to be one, I'd be red. See, look, all these people have done it. I love it. Yes, a lot of blues in network marketing. All right, a lot of blues. Take colorcode.com. It's super easy, really valuable. For those of us going to University in Action in Vancouver, or any University in Action, they talk about this specifically. It's really valuable. Do this with your teams. We've done this in Empower to Lead a couple of times also. The other one I'm going to talk to you guys about is the love languages. If you have not done this for yourself, in your family, with your team, we're going to do it on a call probably in a few weeks, but I really encourage you guys to take it. I think I put the electronic version in Empower to Lead. Anyone remember? I don't remember. I think I did. If not, I'll put it in there. That's a great assessment just so that you understand how you best receive and accept love. And then, yes, Carity is a yellow with a lot of exclamation points, for sure. If you guys are not in the chat, you need to be. It's funny. Okay, and then Strengths Quest. We're actually going to do a local Strengths Quest training. I'm going to facilitate it in May, tentatively May 24th, but we are going to make it virtual so that those of you who do not live in Spokane or live nearby can participate. So more information on that to come, but just save the date, May 24th, probably in the evening. We're going to be doing Strengths Quest training, and it's so valuable, you guys, so valuable. Yes, Tashi, we planned it so that you could be there. That's why we picked that Wednesday. We were going to do the week before, but now my sister is going to be in town that week, so that's why we changed it. All right, so if you guys are in Spokane, you get to hang out with my sister, and she's awesome. And then events, personal growth. If you have not been to a big Core 4 event yet, and you do not have your ticket for said event, you need to ask yourself, what are you letting get in the way of being successful? Okay, how many people have been to a Core 4 event? Okay, let me get a nod. Best thing ever will build your business, okay? Throw in the chat, what is your favorite Core 4 event? What's the last one you've been to? What's the first one you're going to go to? Put it in the chat, you guys. This is really important. Whether it's Isagenix, whether it's an industry event, an entrepreneur-based event, a personal development event. We just ran into Tyler Dickerhoof at Chaps here in Spokane last week on Kelly's birthday, and he was buying her a bunch of pastries. I'm just like, I love that Isagenix millionaires are normal people who just buy pastries for their wives on their birthdays. Like, it's just so normal. But he was leaving for Miami that day to go to a 10 times, what's the name of the guy? He's the one who wrote the book 10X. You guys have heard of that? It's like a great, just like mental personal development book. He's going to his conference in Miami. Get to events. Isagenix events are a given, but events outside of Isagenix, we're going to GoPro in September, November. In the fall, we're going to GoPro. A bunch of us just went to the network marketing, most powerful women network marketing event. Blew my mind. You have to get to industry events. Events based on entrepreneurship and personal growth, also amazing. Okay, the last thing I'm going to tell you guys, I'm really serious about this one. You have to get into action. You have got to get into action. That is the biggest tool that you have to build this business. You have all these amazing things, and if you do not use them, you are a tool, and not the good kind, okay? So get into action. A bunch of us are doing the 20 and 30. It's how to recruit 20 people in 30 days. I posted about it in Empowered to Lead. I'm not going to go into a bunch of details. Search 20 and 30 in Empowered to Lead, and you can see the post. If you want to do this with us, you need to click on that link that I put in there for the group and go add yourself. Okay, I'm not going to spend my time finding everybody, trying to friend people and try to add you to the group. If you want this, take that step, add yourself to the group. I will approve you so you can be in that. And it's literally a temporary group to just get into massive action. Okay, it's not another business group. It's just a group for people who are willing to be crazy for 30 days. That's it. Okay, a lot of great resources, a lot of accountability, but a lot of like kick you in the butt kind of stuff. Okay, so your growth is completely stunted if you do not take the tools that you have and put them into action. Okay, I've said it a million times, I'll say it a million more. You will never be a 10 out of 10 in belief in yourself if you do not get into action. Because there's nothing more powerful than seeing yourself in massive action. That's what boosts your confidence. So if you're waiting to be a 10 out of 10 to use all these tools and get into action, you will never be successful in this business. Sorry, truth, okay? How many people have been into action and immediately you start seeing amazing results? Okay, how do you think like Jacqueline and Shar hit consultant last week? Because they just like sat around and were waiting for people to knock on their door like, oh, people will show up and they'll want what I have, even though I'm not talking to anybody. No, I was basically talking to Jacqueline the whole time she was going for consultant, and it's like, this girl is getting it done. Okay, Carity, when Carity went 1-star last week, you think because she was just like hanging out in her hot tub, drinking a mimosa? No. She was on her phone in the hot tub, maybe with her mimosa, but that girl was in action. Hard action, okay? You will not get results if you're not in action. And I'm going to tell you guys something. You're going to be in a lot of action in the beginning and not see a lot of results, but then you will get the results later. I promise you. Just don't stop. Keep going. Be in action. Okay, I'm done beating the dead horse. If you guys have any questions about any of these tools, please reach out. Let's see. So many amazing. Okay, yep, great, amazing, awesome. So many things. I love it. Oh, you guys. Okay, yeah, read the chat. You guys are awesome. All right. Call is over. I'm going to end the recording here. If you're watching the recording, we love you. Mwah. Hope you got a lot of value out of it. Good night.